think both of you have foreign objects.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest set for one ball. When the bell rings, the man in charge, Mr. Nick Giorgio. Introducing first to my right, fighting out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. This is Cherry Bomb. And her opponent this afternoon in the corner to my left, fighting out of the Enchanted Forest. She is taller than a stack of pancakes and lighter than a pint of ice cream. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Solo Darling.
Solo Darling, I think had a fistful of Halloween candy before coming into this match, and it's a fistful?
Foreign object, as Cherry Bomb called it.
A fistful. You think just a fistful? I'm not gonna go there. This chick is hopped up on Mountain Dew. Well, either way,
she's been snorting powdered honey in the back with that bear that got loose.
Either way, it's upsetting Cherry Bomb, who doesn't like candy at all.
Oh yeah, totally different ideologies here.
Well, my question is, why is Cherry and Kimberly dressed alike?
I don't know. Oh man, but a better question, Cherry Bomb, why is she attacking Solo Darling? Oh, because Solo Darling's annoying. I already have the answer.
How's she annoying? She just likes to eat candy.
She just constantly talks.
Do you like candy?
No, I'm diabetic.
That's right. I'm sorry to go there.
It's all right.
I got some diet in the back.
Well, right now, Cherry Bomb tripping one leg. Darling,
cross body block.
So Darling going under, catching the feet, tripping up Cherry Bomb here. What's the Solo Darling have? Oh! You stop to the back of the head into a cover here. 1, 2, and...
She's exciting to watch. I did.
She's a bit of a spitfire here.
Reverse hug in the case of Solo Darling. This really isn't a waist lock.
No, I think
Solo Darling loves to hug.
Yeah, but I don't think she's actually hugging her this time.
It's a Yeti hug. I've seen the footage. Look at this.
Cherry Bomb can't reach her.
There you go. Full frontal hugging.
Oh, followed up with a headbutt.
That's not the nice part.
No, it's not, but Solo Darling now charging in. Oh, and Cherry Bomb viciously throwing the face into the second turnbuckle. Down a drop kick right to the rear end, and Solo Darling is down.
Yeah, and that impacted the neck of Solo Darling underneath that turnbuckle that way.
Sometimes I think maybe Cherry Bomb's a little off. Like there might be something mentally wrong with her. Just look at her facial expressions. Look at the way she loves. Get your head out of the gutter.
All right.
I think something's wrong there. I mean, she stays with Pepper Parks, and Pepper Parks lost her in a match last year.
He got her back. He got his property back. Oh, Cherry Bomb powers outfit. Cherry Bomb, the Regina George of the combat zone, doesn't think very highly of Solo Darling.
And there's Cherry Bomb now just laying waste to Solo Darling.
But back to the point I was making. You could just tell that she loves inflicting pain on her opponents. It's what she's into.
All right. It's okay. All right.
Dave Chris starting a seat at the commentary table as Cherry Bomb creating her own scene in the ring, dominating Solo Darling right now.
This crowd is firmly behind Solo Darling, as they just don't like the obnoxious side of Cherry Bomb.
She hasn't grown on them yet. It's only been a little while.
A little while? She's been here for like 3 years.
She's one of those people that takes time to get to know her.
Ray. I don't even know what Ray is.
Well, I know her, and yes, she is annoying, and her voice is annoying. Actually, yeah, I'm very firmly behind Solo.
Oh man, you guys, bipartisan, is that the word to describe you?
Well, you are the one in the middle.
Yes, I am. Uh-oh, Cherry Bomb getting ahead of steam. Oh, huge fist.
But just because I don't like her doesn't take away what Cherry Bomb could do in the ring. She's a very talented female.
She is very talented and very athletic, but still annoying. But going for a cover here, nearly putting away Solo Darling here in only her second match, as we saw her debut last time out here.
I think if Cherry would have just put a little bit more weight on those shoulders, she would have had her pinned.
She doesn't know what that means. She doesn't like weight.
But she likes weights.
Oh, no.
Sure.
Ooh, that's a big back elbow right there.
Solo Darling coming alive, getting her second sugar rush. Following up.
For a cover, but only getting a 2 count as Cherry Bomb able to keep this match alive here.
Solo Darling trying to fire up the crowd right now, feed off their energy as she tries to reload with a little bit more sugar.
I don't think that's Mountain Dew. I think it's Dr. Pepper.
Well, Mountain Dew's gimmick infringement.
Actually, it's a Slurpee. That's a Slurpee. I didn't really sold them this time of year.
She's amped.
Oh! And that's
Uh-oh. She's soloing up. Those kicks right to the abdominal muscles.
those caffeine-infused kicks. On caffeine-infused chops now. Chopping down Cherry Bomb. She just blew a kiss to Nick Papadrocio.
He's being bought.
She bought me. I'm into her.
Oh, man. Ass drop.
That's
Different
it.
but effective. That could be it. 2 and home.
I'm going to date her.
You should ask her out. Go now. Go ask her in the middle of the match.
I don't want to make this match
Oh, okay.
bad
Oh, okay. Good.
or good.
Solo Darling, she's still high on sugar.
She's hell-weighting those ropes.
Think she can reach the top?
No.
Makes sense.
Going back to that hug. Cherry Bomb having none of it. I don't blame her. BSE! Oh! It's how she beat Miss Dyslexia last time out here.
1, 2, and 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout, Cherry Bomb.
Watch out for all the rest of you. That is not what you think that it will be. Roll looking down the curves of what's been shown to you. I can't believe what I feel it is taking. Never give, never bend, it's all I lie to you. And all you do is seem to remind me of all the times and the ways I would have done for you. And this is all of the things that you'll show me. Show me. Giving you and you.
Won this contest for 1 fall. Introducing first, July Right. Fighting out of the Midwest, this is Sassy Stephanie. Her opponent, to my left. Fighting out of Old Town, Sin City, this is Angie Sky.
I think she's hiding something in that half tube thing.
Don't be jealous.
Have I ever worn anything shiny and sparkly like that? No. It's amazing. Not jealous.
Angie Sky making her debut tonight, the first of a number of competitors. And I gotta say, MLJ, Sassy Stephanie looking almost naked without that tag team title around her waist. As far as what the status of the Midwest Militia is, that's a question better left to be answered by Sassy Stephanie herself. Allison Kay, not scheduled to be competing this weekend. Sassy Stephanie, not originally to be scheduled to be competing this weekend. Somehow she's found her way into the Queen and King tournament alongside DJ Hyde. So go figure.
And I could be excited for any one more thing than watching.
All right then. But certainly interested to see what Angie Sky brings to the table here. Her debut contest at WSU. Certainly been building momentum as she competes regularly up in Canada. One of her first forays into the United States. But one thing that she certainly lacks is the experience that Sassy Stephanie has utilized. Obviously to hold on to the WSU tag team titles for an extended period of time.
Not very many defenses, though.
I'm not going to argue with that. Angie Sky fighting back up to her feet, trying to get a hold of that arm. Now applying pressure to the wrist.
Sassy Stephanie bent over, looking for a reversal, and there she goes. She finds it.
She got that full Nelson applied.
Yeah. She doesn't quite have the fingers locked. There it is. She's got the full Nelson fully applied.
Angie Sky trying to go for a takedown, perhaps going after the legs of Sassy Stephanie. Doesn't have the leverage that she needs, couldn't reach to take Stephanie off her feet, but trying to break the hold nevertheless.
Using her strength to her advantage.
And go right back into that side headlock.
Shot straight into the short rib area. Sassy Stephanie with a headlock of her own.
Well, this being a first-time encounter, not unexpected that there's somewhat of a feeling out process. Both these competitors trying to evaluate their not only physical but also mental strengths and weaknesses. Steph comes charging in. Angie Sky up to get underneath her, takes her down with that backslide.
Another pinning combination out of Angie Sky. Oh, can we see a third one in a row? Flips over for a jackknife pin.
Did not have the coverage that she needed. And this is a smart move out of the veteran Sassy Stephanie. Rolling to the ropes. May not be the most popular decision, but it's certainly a smart one, breaking up the momentum.
Cherry makeup.
It is pretty hard. Get that bitch in the face. Oh, I see. She can't fucking be makeup.
I'm alright. I'm ready. I want to test the strength. Scary.
Oh, test of strength. Challenge being issued.
Both these competitors are approximately the same size.
Scary, scary.
If anything, Angie Sky only an inch or two on Sassy Stephanie. Well, Stephanie luring Angie Sky into that trap, stomping on the foot, and now she's got the advantage of that knuckle lock.
Now she steps inside, behind the leg, applying the pressure, but look at this bridge.
Well, that's what she's doing. She's placing all of her weight on her neck so that her shoulders can't be pinned to the mat. However, is she going to have the strength to remove herself from this position?
Sassy Stephanie continuing to pour on the pressure, but Angie Sky able to get back to a full vertical position, and now using the leverage to drive Sassy Stephanie down to the mat.
Steph back up to a vertical base herself. And these two competitors still with the knuckles locked.
Sassy Stephanie rolls back. Inverse of pressure now onto the wrists of Angie Sky. Angie Sky, though, able to get the hands back up to the proper position that she needs. Go into a monkey flip, rolls back into a pinning predicament.
Able to get the left shoulder off the mat, now the right one. And now bridging up. Angie Sky trying to kick away the legs to break the bridge. Oh! Able to take Steph down. Still only good for a 1 count.
Well,
Steph able to reverse the position.
Yeah, the veteran, she knows that she cannot keep those shoulders on the mat for any extended period of time. Angie Sky now trying to make it up to her feet, and she does.
Sassy Steph backing her in the corner, and now totally changing up the strategy, finding away a number of shots in the midsection.
She kind of just married her out by her hands, and now graduates into a stranglehold.
Rolls her onto her stomach, and is choking away.
You know, you don't see something like that often out of the knuckle lock.
Certainly applying a lot of pressure, not only to the back, but also the neck.
Somebody here in the crowd getting under Sassy Steph.
And now finally letting go of the hands just to drive her face first into the canvas.
Sort of like a cross-arm curve stomp of sorts.
You want to come and make a name at WSUMB? I
Now just cranking the neck.
Taking a page out of the tiny Lister playbook.
Off the eyes, step 1, 2, 3. Don't break the eyes. Keep it to a
Sassy Stephanie now in total control.
You don't like me in the eyes, right?
You can't do that.
What about the hair? You like the hair?
Get off the hair.
Sassy Stephanie all over Angie Sky, grabbing her by the hair and just mares her out of the corner by the hair.
All right.
Okay, now making a pin attempt, hooking that far leg.
Hey! Fangulo!
That's my stick, all right?
Sassy Stephanie now with a front chancery, looking for a vertical suplex. Kind of like a snap suplex of sorts, and she rolls all the way back. It's like a guillotine choke of sorts, but Angie Sky now has a bear hug applied from a grounded position. Steffi gives up on the front chancery and chooses to just toss Angie Sky to the ground by the back of her head. Angie Sky trying to get the crowd to support her. Slapping the mat is sort of a rallying cry. Sassy Steffi comes charging in with a knee right to the midsection.
That's right.
Trying to drive the wind out of the sternum of Angie Sky. Angie Sky reversal the Irish whip. Staff chest first into the buckle, caught with a forearm in the back of the head. And rides her down to the mat, right into the pin.
That's a nice pinning combination out of Angie Sky. But instead of arguing with Sozio, she's gonna have to keep the pressure on Sassy Stephanie here.
Well, that's a more effective pinning combination, but it took too long to get into it. Angie Sky brings her opponent back up to her feet where she can connect with that forearm shiver.
Well, reversal. Oh, she just trips her up there. As those legs tied up, pulls back on the chin.
This is similar to the position we saw from the stranglehold earlier, only this time with the legs tied up. It's going to be that much more difficult for Angie Sky to fight an escape.
Gonna cramp up those legs, put more pressure on the back, but she gives up the leg attack.
Give Sassy Stephanie credit. It looks like she's been targeting the neck right from the get-go. I think some of that foresight is starting to pay off. Angie Sky is going to be contemplating giving it up right here.
Angie Sky looks like she's reaching towards the back of the head of Sassy Stephanie, looking for an escape.
Almost, maybe even contemplating getting a handful of hair, or seeing if she can fight out of it using her own ability without bending the rules.
Oh, what she got there? Was she biting her? Can't see from our vantage point.
That was hard to tell from my vantage point, but I'm not even sure that the officials saw it. I don't know if I would believe Sassy Stephanie. Staff with a handful of hair, now a clubbering blow across the shoulders.
Solid shots right to the chest of Angie Sky. Now Sassy Steffi whips her into the ropes there.
Just drives her down with a handful of hair, again targeting the neck. I'm not convinced.
Shut it, morons!
Sassy Steffi not too happy with the comments she's hearing from the crowd.
Another shot to the back of the neck. You gotta think at some point Stephanie's gonna be trying to get Angie Sky in position to connect with that kiss my sass. That variation of a neck breaker that she likes to drive her knee into her opponent's neck. Angie Sky trying to get that crucifix pin.
Oh, and she finally gets it. Has her stacked up. No.
She had momentum on her side. And now there we see Sassy Steph going right to the eyes of her opponent. Did Angie Sky butt her earlier in the match? The jury's out. I definitely saw her gouge her eyes right there. And I'll plain as day right in the official, choking her.
2, 3.
Trying to prevent the air from entering the lungs. Oh, just caught her with that knee. Another shot to the neck.
And she put all her weight into that as well.
Pulls her away from the ropes. And even with the leg hook, Angie Sky kicking out.
That time was only a 1 count.
I think Sassy Stephanie may be doing a disservice to herself by not endearing to the fans here, but that's not really, it's never really been her MO.
I think Angie Sky just baited her in with that. Playing a game of opossum.
A very unique style crusher. Oh, how about a knee of her own?
That was super solid.
Oh, just caught her with the ass. Hip attack right upside the head. And Steph in the corner, nowhere to go. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Talk about solid. Good God.
I think Angie Sky is starting to win over some fans here at WSU. Question is whether or not she can win the match.
2, 3, you pencil neck geek.
Fans getting all over the case of the official.
I thought it was a fair count. I'll give Sozio credit. Sozio not admonishing the wrestlers, but instead admonishing the fans.
That's Steffi fighting out of that.
She's going for the kiss my sass. Instead, take it down with that STO. Not wasting any time getting to the cover. Only a 2 count. Man, that was close.
That was so close. I think his hand hit the mat, but he was able to tell.
Sozio calling it off.
Yep. That's how close it was.
Hey, I don't think so, Martha Stewart.
Angie Sky having to dig deep here. Trying to get the support of the fans on her side to feed off their energy. Not having too much luck. Instead, caught with that inverted atomic drop. And Sassy Stephanie hooking her up. Oh, and there's your neck breaker. Bridging right to the pin. Even still, Angie Sky able to kick out.
I was getting ready to ring the bell, Denver.
Steph bringing her back up to her feet. Again, you're going to think she's going to be going for the kiss my sass. Angie Sky stepping away in the hand. She's got Sassy Steph up on her shoulders. Steph, few more elbows to the neck. And finally able to connect with that. Man, what a shot to the back of the head. And Sassy Stephanie victorious here.
The winner of this contest, Sassy Stephanie.
Sassy Stephanie going to be teaming with DJ Hyde, the opening round of Queen and King of the Ring against Shauna.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next match here, scheduled for 1 fall. Introducing first, to my left, fighting out of the right side of Whiskey Road. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mickey Knuckles. And her opponent this evening, in the corner to my right, fighting out of Seattle, Washington, this is Kimberly!
I'll fix it.
I like the lick things.
I get that.
And bite.
Maybe we'll stick to the licking first to start out, all right?
Are you being dirty? Are you being dirty?
You gotta check the thing real quick. All right, you're good.
Wait,
You know what? I'm fine. I'm a little official today. God bless you, sir.
I don't know.
You ready?
I think so.
Ring the bell.
I'm excited. I got licked in the face.
You know, somebody on Twitter had asked whether the front was going to have a vested interest in Secret Show number 3, and lo and behold, Sozio has somehow paid his way to be the official for every contest.
Somebody's in somebody's pocket.
But hopefully we will see some fair officiating. Not sure why he needs to get such a close look. And Mickey Knuckles with an appetite for destruction, licking and
Just licking
biting
everything.
and chewing and... What is she doing?
Maybe we're going to see a little bit of Wet Willy-related offense.
I don't think so. For some reason,
No?
I don't think that finger's going in an ear. But Mickey Knuckles playing the head games, getting one over on Kimberly, who's giving up quite a number of years of experience. Mickey Knuckles has done it all in the world of independent wrestling, including defeating Saran Knight at Blood and Thunder in a fans bring the weapons match.
That match was goddamn ridiculous.
That match was insane.
I won't do that again.
Who do you think she's wrestling tomorrow? Jules Malone, Uncensored Rules. What are we gonna do? Say no to her? I don't want her coming to my office and licking and biting me.
Or do you?
No, I don't. Mickey Knuckles, with these head games, taking Kimberly off her game and taking her off her feet as well.
Whoa, rolls back into a hammerlock.
Of course, Kimberly training multiple nights a week in this very building.
Very familiar with this building.
Definitely.
Home court advantage, as it were.
Definitely. And she's got a huge match ahead of her tomorrow. She's going to be teaming with her partner, Annie Social, to try and wrestle away the tag team titles from the Midwest Militia, who have been dodging Kimberly and Annie Social for over a year now.
Oh, yeah, about a year in the making.
Mickey Knuckles using her size to her advantage. But Kimberly somehow able to kick out and maintain the hold. You don't see that too often. Mickey Knuckles trying to wrestle her way free and just bending the ankle of Kimberly.
That's one way to get out of that hold.
Twisting the foot, trying to do some damage to the ligaments and tendons in the ankle. One of the most delicate joints in the body. Of course, if you can get your opponent off their feet and keep them down, that's certainly going to put you in an advantageous position. Mickey Knuckles knows that. That's why she's trying to exploit the legs. Again, going right after it.
Oh, now going after the arm, it seems like. Has that knuckle lock applied?
Yeah, just bending the wrist of Kimberly. I don't think Kimberly's going to submit. She's way too tough.
She's a fighter, man. Into the cravat.
I think the fans are
Intimidated.
I think that's the exact word to use. If not downright scared.
Yeah.
A very imposing force. Mickey Knuckles.
Very imposing force anywhere. Now we got that toe and ankle. That she goes into that leg lock there.
I think the only time previously that Mickey and Kimberly shared the ring was at the Queen and King of the Ring tournament last year.
Sounds about right.
That sounds like a match that would happen. Of course, Mickey Knuckles and her partner Devin Moore being eliminated.
Oh, there's that biting she was talking about earlier.
Being eliminated in the first round by Kimberly and Drew Gulak, who went on to the finals, where they fell short to Athena and AR Fox. Of course, tonight, Athena's first appearance for WSU. And a moment of hesitation out of Kimberly Costa right there, trying to hold on to the ropes for dear life. She got caught with that headbutt.
She felt Mickey Knuckles trying to grab onto her as she was going,
Yeah,
kind of threw her off her game.
I think Knuckles might have grabbed some of her hair, or maybe that's what she was looking for. The spandex strap. And bending the rules, but I think she's intimidated the official. Only a 2 count, but just barely. Kimberly 1 second away from having her shoulders pinned to the mat. And she's going to be careful, too. She wants to be 100%, or at least as close to 100% as you can be, going into one of the biggest matches of her entire career tomorrow. That signature jawbreaker, only enough to put Knuckles down for 2. Man, Mickey's been deadly with these kicks.
Right to the side of the head. It's more of those head games. What the hell is this?
Just standing on her chest. 2, 3. Oh! And driving all of her weight down into the solar plexus.
What a bully Mickey Knuckles is being right now.
Knuckles needs to be more concerned with Kimberly than the official.
Look at the force she exerted on that Irish whip into the corner
I'm
there.
surprised she didn't put her through the post. Oh, and again, it's a miracle that Kimberly's even able to stand, and as soon as I say that, crumpling down in a heap of herself in the corner. Knuckles with an insane look on her face.
Kimberly is a mess right now.
Oh, just kicked her right in the face. You gotta think perhaps Kimberly was trying to cover up that chest, That's what Knuckles has been targeting this entire match, and a bit of misdirection.
Bit of a cocky cover.
I would say so. But again, Mickey Knuckles, she really wants to send a statement to all the other wrestlers on the roster. You're telling me that you don't think that she wants to be in contention to challenge Jessica Havoc? Should Jessica Havoc defeat Shauna later on tonight?
Man, what a match that would be.
Either one, Mickey Knuckles versus Shauna, Mickey Knuckles versus Havoc. With a win over Kimberly, perhaps that's something we could see at a future event. But that's the big perhaps. She's going to get through Kimberly first.
Oh, look at this.
Look at this. Oh, just bent her neck over the rope.
I've never seen anything like this.
And headbutted her too.
Mickey Knuckles is a monster. How do you even come up with that?
Keep irritating me? I swear to God, I'll castrate you and eat it for breakfast.
That's a gross way to start your day.
A bit greasy. Bit of a greasy breakfast.
Now Mickey Knuckles going for that pump handle driver. That's what she finished off Saran Knight with. Oh!
That's just a plain smack in the ass. Oh, I kind of like that. Yeah,
I bet Kimberly did it. And again being sent hard into the buckle. Mickey Knuckles having her way with Kimberly for close to 10 minutes.
She's going to pick up her head of steam, just squashing her in the corner. Shades of the ice train indeed.
And Mickey Knuckles now being distracted by some of the fans by ringside. I think Mickey has that tunnel vision, looking to connect a second time. This time Kimberly able to get up the boot, but just barely. Now position herself on that second rope. And connects with the drop kick. And normally we see Kimberly hit that maneuver from the top rope, but when you come crashing down, you have to absorb that much more of the brunt of the blow and think of all of the damage that's been done to her midsection as it is.
Oh, Kimberly just looks worse for wear right now.
I'm surprised. Honestly, I have not seen Kimberly in this much trouble in any match in the last year.
Very resilient she normally is.
Oh, Knuckles caught the kick and then caught one right upside the head. Did Kimberly knock her out?
Hooks both legs. 2 count only. Kimberly is starting to become a little frustrated. Can't get out of the blocks, can't put Mickey Knuckles away. Questioning herself what she has to do to get into that driver's seat.
Oh, she's going to be looking for that tombstone variation, dumping her opponent on the head. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Knuckles in danger. Oh, and just the open hand strike. And Kim crumples again, this time by the ropes. And Knuckles risking disqualification. The official trying to clear the debris from the ring. Now going for that German suplex.
And that's a deadly German suplex too.
Kimberly trying to block as best as she can. Getting over the ropes.
Sozio putting the count on.
Don't touch me!
Knuckles arguing with the official. This time it cost her. Stacked up.
Within a fraction of a second of losing the match.
And as both competitors get up to their feet, Kim looking for that pile driver again. Can she even get Knuckles up? Oh, and Knuckles fighting her. And coming through the legs.
Oh, perfect position for the pump handle driver.
The impact into the pin.
Is that it?
And that's the end of Kimberly.
Mickey Knuckles!
Well, a valiant effort from Kimberly. But Mickey Knuckles just proving to be too much. Oh! And now mounting her with headbutts. The match is over. Come on, ref, get in there. Stop her. Stop her. Well, somebody's going to come out of here and stop this. And here comes Jules Malone with a fire extinguisher.
Fire? What we're gonna see tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh, I can't wait. How you're gonna be eating this? I think we shoved this up your ass.
I like that.
Oh my God!
Somebody across the street.
Good Lord.
I think Jules Malone is just as twisted as Mickey Knuckles. But thankfully, coming out to help Kimberly. Kimberly really rocked with those headbutts. Now the official checking on her, as is Jules Malone, going to try and help her to the back. You're going to think that Kimberly's going to be in serious trouble heading into tomorrow's opportunity.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest set for one fall with the bell rings, the official Mr. Tony S. Introducing first to my left, fighting out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, this is J-Bro, Jenny Rose. And her opponent to my right, fighting out of Tokyo, Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a Joshi legend. This is Mima Shimoda.
Jenny Rose is in the biggest match of her career here tonight. Jenny Rose has grown up, and she now has to take on a Joshi legend, one of the greatest Joshi legends to ever step foot on American soil in Mima Shimoda. Despite Jenny Rose wanting to win this match, she respects Mima Shimoda a lot, but clearly Jenny Rose has many supporters here for this match. How is Jenny Rose gonna fare against a 27-year pro like Mima Shimoda, a former All Japan Women's Champion, one of the top rivals of Manami Toyota? Jenny Rose, she left for a good bit, learned in the same Japanese dojos that Shimoda once worked in. Some of the same trainers that Shimoda once had as well. So Jenny Rose definitely has a very good understanding of the Joshi style. Right now, I don't know if that's so much the Joshi style. That's more World Star Hip Hop style. Hey, it's effective nonetheless.
Shimoda survived All Japan's women wrestling, arguably the most brutal style of wrestling of the 80s and 90s, and she's still here today.
One of the most respected forms of women wrestling in all women's wrestling history.
Oh, by far the most respected. Not a knock on anyone going today, but All Japan's women wrestling was something else.
We could see something special here tonight with this match, as Shimoda is putting on a clinic with Jenny Rose, but Jenny Rose here getting a little action there herself. We'll support her family and friends in the crowd here tonight.
Jenny Rose did lay out the challenge for any Joshi legend to come face her right here in her backyard in Voorhees.
Now, like I was saying earlier, Jenny Rose has grown up here. A few years ago, she was going under a different name. Very young in the business. She went to Japan, learned the craft. And now, I mean, it's got to say something for someone like Shimoda to actually make her way to Voorhees, New Jersey to accept this challenge.
Shimoda using her experience, she's seen it all. Oh, Jenny Rose coming back though, sending Shimoda retreating to the outside. Jenny Rose, I think the fact that one of her heroes, one of her idols was her opponent tonight has really, really amped her up.
Absolutely right.
Giving her a rush of adrenaline.
Not only that, but the support from her family and friends out here, that's got to do a lot for your momentum, your self-confidence.
It's not just her family and friends supporting her. It's the entire fan base here tonight, you said it, has seen her grown up.
Oh, ultra violent here.
Blasted her head with that chair.
You can tell our young referee here, he doesn't want to cause disqualification. Oh no, it's not good for Jenny Rose. Oh God!
Chair to the head right in front of
her family.
Yeah, absolutely.
That whole corner of the building here, it has Jenny Rose's family and friends from the neighborhood in Philadelphia.
Shimoda has made a career out of having a violent streak, and she's showing us why she's been so successful.
Oh, look at her going right after the family. And Jenny Rose.
I hope she takes him out.
She doesn't want to be embarrassed here. She doesn't want to be embarrassed by, in her mind, a rookie in professional wrestling.
Maybe she'll take out each member of the Rose family one by one. Pulling the hair and stretching her at the same time. That's the sign of a very experienced athlete.
Got those legs grapevine pulling back on the hair.
Oh, look at that.
Now with that...
Nearly folding Jenny Rose in half.
Yeah, with that left forearm right up against the side of the face and the bridge of the nose, putting a lot of pressure on the facial features of Jenny Rose.
Pressure on the knees, or on the knee now, and the ankle. Jenny Rose trying to reach that rope.
Almost there, and she gets it.
Yeah.
Look at the experience there.
You give one opening to Shimoda, she's going to take advantage of it.
You're absolutely right.
Jenny Rose hasn't gone a single moment of this match without feeling pain from Shimoda since Shimoda's been on offense.
I'll tell you what though, Jenny Rose isn't begging her off whatsoever.
Jenny Rose,
unless her female competitor might have been begging her off by now.
Jenny Rose wanted to compete against the best. She's hitting now that single like Boston Crab.
Look at the angle on that too.
That's the problem with the angle though. It gives Jenny Rose a chance to grab that hair.
Jenny Rose has to be careful how hard she pulls back on the hair of Nima Shimoda. She could be doing more damage to herself.
Reaching out and getting that rope once again. But look, saving herself in this match.
Look at the way Jenny Rose, every single time she gets to that rope, she's able to will herself to those ropes despite being in those submissions.
Look how slow Jenny Rose is moving now. I've never seen Jenny Rose be dominated this much. Oh!
Jenny Rose now coming alive. Oh, Shimoda though, dropping to that knee.
Jenny Rose starting to pick up the speed here. Got to cover here. We're only getting a 1 count. Jenny Rose is definitely going to have to pick up the speed in this match. She wants to have any chance against Shimoda. Once again, only getting a 1 count.
Nima Shimoda very defiant in these kickouts, not even taking the time to wait for a 2 count. She's showing Jenny Rose just how much she has left in her tank.
Absolutely right. And Jenny Rose high atop the skate zone here, taking out Shimoda, going right for a cover, getting both legs hooked. 2 and only a 2 count.
But she's gaining ground from 1 counts to 2 counts. Her offense starting to take its effect on Shimoda. Look at the way Shimoda fighting out of that waist lock.
Oh, just pain crushing her.
Yeah, disrespect here.
Not really.
Jenny Rose.
Not really disrespect.
Had her trying to beat some respect into one or the other.
Once again, Shimoda not allowing Rose to get any sustained offense.
Jenny Rose now poised on the second turnbuckle, coming down with an arm drag.
For a backslide, could have her.
That could be it. Oh, only a 2 count.
Trying to catch her by surprise.
Well,
Side cradle.
right there. Once again, only a 2 count.
String together these spinning combinations.
She's trying to catch the Joshi legend by surprise.
Oh, man.
That's just an axe kick right to the top of the head.
Great neck strength by Jenny Rose.
And that's definitely something you learn in those Japanese dojos.
Absolutely right.
Now Nima Shimoda attempting one of those tiger suplexes, but gets cradled for her efforts.
Only at a 2 count. The one thing that Jenny Rose does have over Shimoda is that speed, and you can see that Jenny Rose is keeping that pace up as best she can, despite the beating she's been taking at the hands of Shimoda.
Well, take a look at that German suplex.
Dumped her on the back of her neck, which is on the backside of your body, so it makes sense.
Another axe kick right to the crown of the head, and once again she bridges out.
Despite taking that German suplex, still has enough strength in her neck to get out like that. Jenny Rose attempting to feed off the energy of these fans.
Well, that could be it. Side slam, 2, and oh.
Looking to finish off the Josie Legend, but she gets caught with a suplex. The lower back taking the brunt of that.
Have to be impressed, though, by Jenny Rose keeping up with this Josie Legend. Shimoda's back to her feet, though.
Oh, just slaps her in the face and body slams her off the top.
Yeah, she got flared.
Shimoda now high atop the...
Both feet to send Rose down. Despite that drop kick folding her in half, still not enough to put her down in the biggest match of her career here at WSU. Looks like she was going for La Mahi straw.
Oh, another suplex.
Another German just shucked her through the air.
Oh, now Mima going for that La Magistral. She's got her stacked up.
Shoulders weren't down at first, though.
Oh, wait a second. Jenny Rose reversed it. 2 and 3. Jenny Rose surprising herself, pulling out the victory. I don't know why she's surprised. She kept up with Shimoda at every pass, taking a beating, and still kept going.
Throughout the entire match, we saw Jenny try to catch Shimoda by surprise with fast roll-ups. It was finally that one, reversing the La Mahi straw cradle, that gave her the victory against the Joshi Legend. Huge win for Jenny Rose here tonight in front of her family and friends.
Shimoda looking irate, still in the ring.
But she's earned respect for a new female athlete.
Definitely showing respect there. Respect definitely earned by Jenny Rose. And she is not a little girl here in the sport of professional wrestling. She definitely is one of the top prospects now. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we see some championship gold around her waist here.
And she's not even going to stay out here.
Oh, man. Getting inside her stablemate's head as Kimberly soars through the air with the suicide dive. Team cunt right now. Kimberly with the advantage. Thinking she had a tag title match headed in tonight. Very angry about this. And she's a woman you do not want to piss off. Her and Anna Social.
Long story short, Sassy Stephanie said she was never given the date for today, but let's face it, she's working elsewhere, and I think Jessica Havoc was well within her right to put that shit on blast just a few moments ago, because Sassy Stephanie did the same when Jessica Havoc, who was in transit to her flight after competing for FIP in October, her car had broken down. She was unable to make her flight. She was unable to compete here against Athena in her scheduled match. But what was scheduled was a tag team title defense today between the Midwest Militia and Annie Social and Kimberly. And so because Sassy Stephanie very selfishly decided that she was going to be competing elsewhere, not only is that money out of the pocket of Annie Social, that's also robbing Annie Social and Kimberly the opportunity once again to challenge for the tag team titles. I think the Midwest Militia is ducking Annie Social and Kimberly. That's just my 2 cents.
It's very possible that could be the case, but Kimberly's making Allison Kay pay for it tonight. Allison Kay, you gotta wonder what Jessica Havoc said. How is that affecting her mindset heading into this one? Kimberly's had the advantage the entire time as she ascends to the top. Oh! And gets caught with that kick. kick that might have also hurt the knee of AK-47.
Kimberly was a little bit under the weather last night. We saw her competing in the first round of the International J Cup. And unfortunately was disposed of rather handily by Barbie Hayden. But I talked to her today. She said she got a full night's sleep. She's ready. She's rip-roaring and ready to go, but just a miscalculation right there.
Oh, man.
Did you just see the skin rippling on the midsection of Kimberly from the kick of Allison Kay?
You know, I was talking about the mindset. She was thrown off her game maybe by what Jessica Havoc said. Instead, I think it just made her more violent, more intense, more determined to beat Kimberly down.
You know, I think it's also worth pointing out that Allison Kay was not in attendance at the Uncensored Rumble 6 back in August, which Sassy Stephanie gave her a pass for because she was competing overseas in Japan, where she just completed a 3-month tour this summer.
Hey, that's a dream of any woman. You know, any woman athlete.
Wrestler, any wrestler,
really.
Absolutely. To be able to hone your craft and travel the world, it can't get any better than that. But Sassy Stephanie very specifically saying that it was unacceptable for Jessica Havoc to not be in attendance to defend the WSU World title. And while we had a tag team title defense scheduled for today, where's Sassy Stephanie? But nevertheless, we do have 2 competitors in the ring right now. You do think that the next time Allison Kay and Sassy Stephanie are in the same building at the same time, Annie Social and Kimberly are going to get their title shot.
And what happens today? What if Allison Kay defeats Kimberly? What does that say about the possibilities of the tag title shot?
I mean, that may help her momentum going into that inevitable tag title shot.
Yeah.
But I don't, this is a singles contest.
Kimberly, getting spunky. Parade of chops, a nice drop kick. Taking down AK-47, though.
You know, these are 2 of the fastest rising stars in all of women's wrestling.
Yeah, you think about it. Kimberly's been around for like 3 years now. Already made a name for herself.
Incredible
already
progress.
Been in Japan.
Incredible progress. That's the thing about Allison Kay. She can get it done as a singles competitor. She can get it done as a tag team wrestler against the men, against the women. That is why we've seen this meteoric rise. But one thing that I like out of both of the tandems is that they have that veteran in the corner to help them grow. Sassy Stephanie is the veteran. Her guidance has helped Allison Kay in the past. And obviously, Kimberly, although she has not turned to Annie Social, if she chooses to do so, Annie Social is ringside here to support Kimberly.
Uh-oh.
Well, Kimberly's in the ropes.
Yeah, well,
Allison Kay's trying to slap away the hands.
this could just be a psych-out move by Kay, making Kimberly feel like she can't be safe anywhere inside that squirrel circle with using the ring with Allison Kay. Oh! There you go, the lack of safety. 5 minutes gone by in this one, and Allison Kay has really dominated the last half of this contest thus far.
I mean, Kimberly, she took that incredible risk with that dive to start things out, but who knows how much damage she could have possibly done to herself. And now we've got this stranglehold applied.
Allison Kay, very calculated.
Oh, just curb stomping her.
Man, oh man.
That could be a knockout blow. The fans asking for one more time. Allison Kay, instead of arguing with the fans, should have went right in the pin because she could have had this match won.
Crotch chopping her way into Buddha.
You're almost going to wonder how much Allison Kay can focus on this match, knowing what Jessica Havoc just said and what that means for the future of the Midwest Militia.
She's just got to block it out for this contest. The minute she gets to the back, she can talk to Jessica Havoc all she wants about
her
this.
And Havoc can hash it out. I wonder if Allison Kay is going to be in Havoc's corner later on tonight when Jessica Havoc defends the WSU World title in a one-on-one match for the first time ever against Lexus.
Octopus version of the tarantula by Kimberly.
Oh, caught her right in the side of the head with that boot as well.
Kimberly stringing together some valuable and violent offense, going up high.
There we see the drop kick finding the mark.
But she isn't able to follow up on it right now.
Kimberly, we've seen just how tough she is, willing to take 2 or 3 licks just to get one in herself. And again, a maneuver like that with that drop kick from the top rope. a drop kick from the top rope. I mean, let's face it, you're doing damage to yourself just as you are to your opponent.
But both athletes now struggling to get to their feet, trying to beat that 10 count.
And we don't want to see this one end in a draw. The referee calling off the count. Kimberly with a shot to the quad.
We've seen it. Kimberly in control of the early going. Allison Kay taking advantage of the second half. Now we're back at a stalemate. So evenly contested, these two.
I'll connect him with a shot to the chest. Kicked her right in the quad again.
Just harsh blows, harsh kicks.
That time going for the head.
Wipe it out.
Caught her leg, misses with the enziguri. Some great counters. They both kicked each other right in the mouth.
Kimberly with that dancing background gets a great leg extension. But right now she's going to her fist of fury. What is Allison Kay going for?
Well, it looks like she was trying to get some separation, trying to regain her composure on the floor. But as she was charging out of the ring, we had Kimberly with that waist lock. Oh, dumped with the German suplex.
Jesus! But look at Kimberly!
Gotta give her credit for her toughness.
Firing the freak up! Oh! Now with her own style gotch suplex.
Oh! Allison Kay has spit! That's gonna do it! Oh, how close was that?
Not enough in the tank and left in the tank of Kay to fire back up after the German, but enough to kick out.
She collapsed right into a heap of herself.
Oh, man!
And right there, Kimberly, perhaps planning her next attack, is caught in this submission predicament.
Trapping the arm, hyperextending it while she's trying to apply some pressure to the chin and neck. Go for a cross arm breaker.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from my vantage point. Perhaps looking for a go-go plata, or maybe even a triangle. Nevertheless, while doing damage to the arm, she wasn't able to put Kimberly away.
This is the Allison Kay that's got her focus back, we believe. I don't know what she's going for now.
Oh, what you got right there? She's got some brass knuckles.
Anti-social's brass knuckles. Usually stored in the biggest part of her body, but this time they were free.
Oh! Slamming her head first back in the canvas. And that's enough for Kimberly to pick up the victory.
Hopefully, next time Kimberly and Allison Kay are in the ring, they will have their respective partners by their side. Kimberly will have Anti-Social. Allison Kay will have Sassy Steph. Tag Team Championships will be on the line.